boys and girls. We've been learning about daily living routines. Last week, we talked about getting dressed and how important it is to put your clothes on in the right order. Do you remember what comes first? First, shirt. Next, pants. Next, socks. And last would be shoes. Then you'd be ready to go out for the day. Let's read a story about Froggy. Froggy is trying to get dressed to go out and play in the snow. Will he put his clothes on in the right order? Let's find out. This is Froggy Gets Dressed. It was cold. Froggy woke up and looked out the window. "Snow, snow," he sang. "I want to play in the snow." He looks pretty excited. "Go back to sleep, Froggy," his mother said. Don't you know, frogs are supposed to sleep all winter and wake up when the snow melts. Froggy looks pretty disappointed. "No, no," cried Froggy. "I'm awake, awake, and I want to go out and play in the snow." So Froggy put on his socks. Zoop! Pulled on his boots. Zip! Put on his hat. Zat! Tied on his scarf. Zwit! Tugged on his mittens. Zoom! And he flopped outside into the snow. Flop, flop, flop. Look at him. Is he missing something? "Froggy!" called his mother. "What?" yelled Froggy. "Did you forget to put something on?" Froggy looked down. "Whoops!" cried Froggy. "I forgot to put on my pants." Oh boy, this is why order is really important. He should have put something else on first. So he flopped back inside. Flop, flop, flop. Tugged off his mittens. Untied his scarf. Took off his hat. Pulled off his boots. But he left the socks on. And he slipped his pants on. Zip. Oh, so he had to take everything off to get his pants on. It's not the best use of his time. And then he pulled his boots on again. He put on his hat. He tied his scarf and tugged on his mittens. And then he flopped back outside. Flop, flop, flop. So he's got his pants on now, and his scarf, and his boots, and his mittens. I still think he's missing something, though. "Froggy!" his mother cried. "What?" yelled Froggy. "Did you forget to put something on?" Froggy looked down. Oh dear. "Oops!" he cried. "I didn't put on my shirt." "And your coat," added Froggy's mother. Again, he put things on in the wrong order. He had to flop back inside. He tugged off his mittens, untied his scarf, took off his hat. He left his pants on, his boots and his socks, and he buttoned up his shirt. Then he snapped up his coat. He put his hat back on. He tied his scarf again. He tugged on his mittens and flopped back outside into the snow. Flop, flop, flop. I think he might have everything now. But let's see. Froggy, called his mother. What? Yelled Froggy. Did you forget to put something on? Froggy looked down. He had on his mittens. He had on his scarf. He had on his coat. He had on his shirt. He had on his pants. He had his boots on, his socks. He reached up. Yup, he had on his hat. What was he missing? Your underwear! His mother laughed. Whoops, cried Froggy, looking red in the face. Oh, he's embarrassed. He forgot his underwear. So he flopped back inside. Flop, flop, flop. He tugged off his mittens, untied his scarf, unzipped his coat, unbuttoned his shirt, and unzipped his pants. He had to take everything off. He had to pull off his boots. He had to take off his socks. And finally, he could slip on his long underwear. So then he started to put his socks on. And he put one boot on, tugged one mitten on. And he started to put on the other. And he let it drop to the floor. I'm too tired, said Froggy. Oh, all the changing in and out of clothes has made him very sleepy. He went back to sleep. Look at all of his clothes on the floor. Good night, Froggy. Oh, so poor Froggy didn't get dressed in the right order. Do you think if he would have put on his shirt first, then pants, and last socks and shoes, that he would have gotten more time to play outside? I certainly do. Well, thanks for listening, boys and girls. I hope you liked that silly book.